Welcome to Comics A to Z. In this video we will be talking about Acolytes. This is the very first video in the A series where we will be talking about a whole big team. Who they are, what is their brief introduction and history in the Marvel Comics, and what was their fate, and how we can look forward to see them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's dive straight into the video. So they first appeared in the X-Men Volume 1, which was released in October 1991. The base was in Genosha, but it was soon changed to Avalon and Asteroid M. It was originally founded by Fabian Cortez. So who were the members of this team? Starting with Exodus, he had psionic powers. Up next, Anne-Marie Cortex. She had the ability to control people's mind. Chrome, he was able to alter matter. Marco Delgado, he had the ability to increase his own size and strength. Rusty Collins, he had the power of pyrokinetics. Joanna Cargill, he was known for his superhuman strength. Skids could create force field. Colossus, you must have seen him in the old X-Men movies or even in the Deadpool movies, where he is a moving organic steel. And Spore, he had super senses and mood altering pheromones. Now, that was just who were in the team. Get in your seatbelt as we are going to go on a really long ride of talking about their introduction, history, and what was the fate in the comics. So Magneto formed and trained a small group of mutants called the Acolytes. The group was originally led by Fabian Cortex, but they joined Magneto on his orbital base, which was called the Asteroid M, by stealing a space shuttle in order to reach the Asteroid M. After they reached the Asteroid M, they pledged to follow Magneto's principles. But some mutants just didn't want to follow his principle. They also worshipped Magneto with a religious fervor and regarded him as the mutant messiah. After Magneto came to know the true intentions, he allowed them to stay and became his acolytes. But soon Magneto got betrayed by the original leader of Acolytes, which is Fabian Cortex, who turns out to be a member of the Upstarts. Now, what is Upstarts? Upstarts is a group of mutants organized by the Game Master who were awarded points for killing other mutants. As the Asteroid M headed towards the Earth, one of the members of the Acolytes, Chrome, which I told you in the beginning, had the ability to create a force field, made a shield around to protect Magneto from any harm after the Asteroid M collapsed with the Earth. Luckily, his force shield worked and Magneto survived, but the other Acolytes died. Since this was a big crash and Fabian Cortex had already betrayed Magneto, he believed that Magneto is dead, and Cortex went ahead and gathered a second group of Acolytes to unwittingly aid him in the competition by playing Magneto off as a martyr. So some of his new recruits were Cargill, Unision, and the brothers Eric, Harlan, and Sven Klenstark. So they used to form teams within themselves at several times, and so later on Exodus revealed himself. He was still alive and the truth behind Cortex, but some of them straight away refused to believe him and they continued to follow the orders of Cortex. But some of them did realize the truth and followed Exodus. So Magneto returned soon, and while on his return, Exodus also cured Rusty Collins and Skids from the Strafe, and they chose to follow him. Wait, who's Strafe? What is Strafe? So Strafe is another supervillain, appeared in the X-Force, and he made his first appearance in New Mutants Volume 86, which was released in February 1990. And that villain had the ability of telekinesis, telepathy, superhuman strength, and durability. So getting back to the Acolytes, slowly all the Acolytes aligned again with the Magneto and went to Illyana Rasputin's funeral. Colossus grew outraged at Xavier and joined them. Not much later, The X-Men attacked Avalon, and when Magneto ripped all the adamantium out of Wolverine's skin, Xavier left Magneto in a vegetative state. After the reality wrap known as the Age of Apocalypse ended, a villain escaped to Earth 616 named Holocaust. Now Earth 616 is the very Earth we are living in, where you see all the events taking place in the MCU. Exodus saw him in space and wished to pull him in. Meanwhile, Skids and Rusty had some doubts about joining the team, but they were too late. Milan was absorbed by Holocaust and soon Rusty was too. Holocaust later started tearing the place apart, thinking he was still in his own reality. Walked, called the X-Men for help, and they did come for the aid. Jean Grey managed to escape with Skids, while Cyclops escaped with Glenstock brothers, Scanner, Unicorn, and Frenzy, whom all agreed to turn themselves in exchange for his help. But Exodus and Holocaust kept fighting even as Avalon finally was destroyed. Colossus managed to escape with Magneto's body, but when he woke up later, Magneto's body was gone. After a while, Joseph emerged. Joseph is a clone of Magneto created by Astra, who was trying to get back at Magneto. Several Acolytes attempted to follow Joseph when they believed to be an amnesiac Magneto. Many of the Acolytes were on the island of Genosha, the very base which I mentioned in the beginning of this video. So there was a really massive attack by the vile Sentinels, which was sent by Cassandra Nova. In those massive attacks, a lot of the Acolytes such as Spore, Static, Mellencamp, Barnacle were all killed. With all the chaos going around, Age of Apocalypse, these massive attacks, later Exodus reformed the Acolytes at the request of an unnamed backer after M-Day, including new members such as Random and Tempo. The Acolytes did play a really large role in search for the first mutant child born since M-Day, and Karima was added to the ranks and Amelia Ward returned as well. Though they reformed the team, they had new mutants, they were working good together. Professor X soon disbanded the Acolytes again. So Selene reanimated many dead mutants and brought back a lot of the members of Acolytes such as Barnacle, Fabian, Cortex, Delgado, Firefist, Katu, Mellencamp, Spore, and Static. In the end, when the X-Men relocated to Krakoa, the Acolytes were invited to join them alongside the rest of the Earth mutants. So that was what started the Acolytes. So Fabian Cortez founded the Acolytes to help realize Magneto's dream of a world ruled by mutants. But Cortez betrayed Magneto and wanted to control the group himself, and later when the asteroid crashed on the Earth, Fabian Cortez believed that Magneto is dead and he formed his own group and started to lead the Acolytes. But soon Exodus revealed that no, Fabian Cortez is the liar. Some of the members of the Acolytes believed him, some didn't believe him. So there were two groups again. Magneto soon came back on later and he fought Wolverine and Xavier. Later events such as the Age of Apocalypse forced Acolytes to call the X-Men for help, and a lot of people died over there. Soon there was another attack by the wild Sentinels and more Acolytes were killed. But later they were soon revived by Selene and most of the Acolytes came back, and later they were asked by the X-Men to join them on the Earth to fight with them. So that was the brief fate of the Acolytes in the Marvel comics. Now how can we see them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? So we know that the Fox X-Men is no more a canon, and yeah, we have seen several theorists out there saying that that Fox X-Men might still exist and it might be just a multiverse. We don't know that, because every single theory out there, 99% are false. They never come true. Marvel writers are doing something completely different. So the Acolytes, yes, we can easily see them in the upcoming X-Men movies though. They could be starting with them, or we could just have a separate franchise for them, just like Guardians of the Galaxy. We can have like Acolytes of the X-Men. That is the only way right now I see, or I would prefer them to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that is this for this video. In the next video of my Marvel A series, I will be talking about Agamemnon. Who is he? He is the son of the trickster god Loki himself. So do like and subscribe and stay updated with my A series videos.